Perth Amboy can once again have a bright and promising future ahead. That can only happen if the residents of Perth Amboy elect a leader who has a clear vision of where he wants to take Perth Amboy. Mayors cannot be afraid to lead, and they certainly cannot outsource their responsibility to others. This great city needs and deserves a strong new leader in the mayor's office. And I believe that leader is Billy Delgado. Billy has a real plan to spur economic growth and development, to stabilize taxes, and to help create jobs for local residents. I believe he and his team can and will turn the city of Perth Amboy around. We've produced great successes in Carteret, and I'm confident that with the right leadership, Perth Amboy can regain its footing and once again be a leader in urban renewal and revitalization. That's why I'm here today, to give my full support and that of the Carteret Democratic Party in joining with the Perth Amboy residents to support Billy Delgado and his team for council. I believe that this is the team that Perth Amboy needs. Thank you.
I tell you, I was really concerned when I started talking to Mayor Ryman about our plan and our vision, because, you know, I knew this guy knows what he's talking about. So to come up with a flimsy option and something that, you know, is not going to work was my concern. And I am so excited that he said, you know, Billy, you are on the right track. We're here to help you. We are here to support you. And I know that your vision is a vision that Perth Amboy needs, and his presence here today speaks volumes. So thank you, Mayor Raymond, for your support. Today is really a historical day for Perth Amboy, and especially because when I first talked to the chairman of our party, my assemblyman, John Wisniewski, right? There you go. I told him that I was going to correct myself. It was important for me to make him understand that Perth Amboy is in a transition, and that we have the people and we have the support, and that if he understood our vision, he would support it, and he would come and endorse us and work with us closely. And he did. And for us to have the support and the endorsement of the chairman of our party, it's no small feat. It speaks volumes of our effort and the work that we'll put out here in Perth Amboy to stand by the democratic values that really our community so desperately needs. And the chairman said, Billy, I am with you. I'm going to help you. We're going to make sure that Perth Amboy is in the right track, and that we are going to have a renaissance in the city by the bay, and we're going to be the envy of the state of New Jersey. Without further ado, our chairman, John Wisniewski.
Thank you. Thank you. Billy, thank you so much. And to Anna and to Jose, I'm so proud to be here today to be part of this process. I wear many hats and I have different titles. I'm chairman of the state party. I'm an assemblyman in the 19th district. But perhaps my fondest title is I'm a son of Perth Amboy. Born on New Brunswick Avenue, like a lot of people in what was then called Perth Amboy General Hospital. And as a child living in the Melrose section of Sayreville, I recount countless times where I took marathon bus over to Smith Street and walked when my grandmother would take me, buying my back to school clothes and doing all your shopping, because that's where you came. You came to Perth Amboy to do your shopping in the days before Woodbridge Centers and all the malls. And that was Perth Amboy at its zenith. And we know how great Perth Amboy can be. And what Perth Amboy needs is great leadership. And so I'm here today as the assemblyman of the 19th district, as a son of Perth Amboy, to lend my support and to give my personal endorsement to Billy Delgado for mayor, Anna Masenik for council, and Jose Santos for council. I think it's very important that when we talk about this race, we talk about it in the terms that it ought to be. And it is a choice between different directions for the city of Perth Amboy. Not unlike the race for president, not unlike a race for governor, this is about the leadership of the city of Perth Amboy. It's not about who's hired what consultant, it's not about emails, it's about who is going to provide the better leadership. And when I look at the choices the city of Perth Amboy has, I know in my heart, I know in my mind, I know as an elected official, and I know as somebody who has been a student of politics for many years, that Billy Delgado possesses the leadership qualities that will make Perth Amboy the great city that I know it can be. Let me tell you about why I'm making this choice. There have been people who have talked about this race in terms of who's the Democrat. Okay? Billy Delgado is a Democrat. And Billy Delgado is a Democrat because I know what Democrats stand for. I know Democrats stand for a woman's right to choose. I know a Democrat would never want to see public education money taken and given to private companies and taking money away from the students of this city. I know a Democrat wants to make sure that people have an opportunity to live together under marriage equality or whatever you want. But these are the values that Democrats share, and these are the values that Democrats understand. Democrats in the Assembly earlier this year took a stand, and they said, you know what, maybe we need a tax cut, but we need to see if the money's there. A prudent position, especially if you have to manage finances. Well, the incumbent mayor of this city, without knowing the dollars, without knowing the finances of the state of New Jersey, came out and said, we ought to do what Chris Christie wants. We ought to have a 10% across-the-board tax cut. That's bad policy for the state. That's bad policy for the people that the mayor represents here in the city of Perth Amboy, because a 10% across-the-board income tax cut is going to provide less than $100 to the people who live in this city, but provide people who live outside the city not tens of thousands, up to $7,000 in an income tax cut. And so you have to wonder whose side is the mayor on. When the mayor comes out and endorses the policies of Chris Christie, the policies that say that the wealthiest of this state deserve a break, the working class need to buck up and pay some more. When you talk about the policy of this governor who's taken money out of our education system, the very first thing he did when he came into office, he said, I'm going to take money out of public schools. And then he said, I'm going to take money out of municipalities. And you know where that happened? Then that comes back on the property taxpayers. And that's why you need a young man with the energy and the charisma and the intelligence to lead this community. We all love the Horatio Alger story. The story of a person who lifts themselves up, uses the tools that America provides to get themselves ahead. Well, you're looking at it. I mean, Billy came to the mainland United States with very little. And what he did is he built himself a law practice, which meant he had to go to law school. He went to one of the best law schools and graduated with high marks, and he built a successful law practice. And you know what he did? He came and he stayed in the city of Perth Amboy, where he knew that there were people who needed his help. And so he wasn't about the dollars. He was about doing things for the community. And so when churches came to him and people in this community came to him and said, Billy, I need help, Billy helped them out, didn't charge them. Pro bono, it's called. That's the kind of leader this city needs. And so whether you talk about his leadership qualities, when you talk about his vision for the community, or you talk about the failed record of the incumbent mayor, and I just want to touch on it briefly. Wilda Diaz is a very nice lady. She's had 4 years to run this community. And in those 4 years, things have not gotten better. As a matter of fact, the community is not as good as it was when she took over. She's had her shot. It's time to change direction. It's time to find vibrant, new, strong leadership. And I'm convinced that that vibrant, strong, new leadership is represented by this ticket, represented by Billy Delgado, by Anna Macenik, and Jose Santos. And I want you all to come out and support them with me. Thank you all very much.
I want to first recognize the support that I received from my wife, Marilyn. It was not the endorsement of my chairman that worried me, it was her endorsement.
Better believe it.
And that came swiftly. I also want to recognize who I call the man with valor, our councilman, Fernando Gonzalez. I want to recognize our Board of Education member, elected one of the huge leaders, female leaders of this community, Obdulia Gonzalez. But I want to recognize all of you. I have some guests. Dan Buchanan, councilman for the city of Sayreville. Thank you for coming. We have the former mayor of the borough of Keyport, Robert Bergen. I am honored and privileged by your presence here today. And I want to recognize all of you for taking time from your busy schedules and understand that Perth Amboy needs your help. If you elect us and go home, we're not going to be as effective. We need the community to get involved and put their 2 cents in. And I'm telling you that together we're going to build a Perth Amboy that is going to be the envy of the state of New Jersey. I have been in this town for over 27 years, and this is the tale of 2 cities. We have people that need help in this city. People are losing their homes. People are struggling because they're cutting back their hours, and those are the local ones who still have jobs. And we need a city that has a leader and a mayor who's going to stand by those people. The policies of our current government are the policies of Trenton, and we need to reject them outright. And that's why I'm honored and privileged to have our leadership to really substantiate and to put their seal of approval to the vision that Billy Delgado, Ana Macenik, and Jose Santos have for the city of Perth Amboy. So I want to thank you. I want to thank all of our volunteers. Lily, who did a great job, or with Lydia this morning with the seniors. The seniors are really interested in this election. Don't write them off. We were there with this morning, and they are supporting us, and they want us to put our vision forth. So thank you again. Don't miss the vision.